The devil's advocates whisper in the hall, where justice wears a mask and truth begins to fall. Every thread they pull, every lie they weave, in the courtroom's dance, who's left to believe? Oh, the devil's in the details, hiding in plain sight, innocent until the gavel steals the light. True crime echoes through the hollow night, fighting injustice with no end. The devil's in the details, hiding in plain sight, innocent until the gavel steals the light. True crime echoes through the hollow night, fighting injustice with no end in sight. A photograph fades where the truth once stood. Blurred lines between the bad and the good. The scales they tilt with every silver tongue, while the broken cry for a song unsung. Black robes sway like shadows on the wall. One wrong word and the mighty fall. Who's the sinner? Who's the saint? The jury's out, but the verdict's faint. Oh, the devil's in the details, hiding in plain sight, innocent until the gavel steals the light. True crime echoes through the hollow night, fighting injustice with no end. The devil's in the details, hiding in plain sight, innocent until the gavel steals the light. True crime echoes through the hollow night, fighting injustice with no end in sight.
All right, everybody, welcome to another Crimes After Dark. Can I get a wave from backstage? Make sure you guys can hear me just fine. Okay, perfect. All right, so do not adjust your camera. This is a new camera. Whatever you thought it was supposed to look like, it probably looks a little different. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I dig this or not. We'll see. But anyways, new camera just came in, and I'm fighting with you have no idea the mess that I went through to try to even make it so we can make it on time. And I think we're late as it is. And we got like a small crew tonight. We're missing JJ. We knew we were going to be missing him. I believe he has a gig tonight in his musician sphere of the world. Not sure Logan Bronx Tales isn't here, so I haven't heard from her all day. So hopefully she's okay. We haven't heard anything. So maybe she told me she wasn't going to be here today and I forgot. That happens from time to time. So whatever the case may be, we got Dago, we got Robin, we got 1-1 backstage. We got plenty to talk about, some big stuff to talk about. It's a Saturday night. Let's get this going pretty quickly. So let's bring Dago on stage. What's up?
Forget about it. What's happening, guys? Good evening, sir. Looking good there. Nice.
This camera's so bright.
Pretty bright camera. Yes, I think I can see the third port to the left on your forehead, bro. Like it's right there, you know. That is a very clear camera, Lee. That's a good one.
Intimidating.
Kind of, you know, like don't look at me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's starting to give me a little bit of a
no, it looks good though. Truly it does.
So how are you doing today? You had a good day?
Okay. I feel better today than I've felt in probably a week. So there's that. And I knock on wood that it doesn't wake up tomorrow and I'm back to the same shit. But I do. Plenty to talk about, as you said. I think, in my opinion, there's plenty of things we can get into.
Yeah.
And it's Saturday night. Can't go wrong there. And welcome to everybody that's here. Thank you to my blue crew, my producer, my videographer, all of you. I love you guys. Thank you all to everybody for being here with us too. We love you.
All right. Well, let's get the rest of the panel on stage. We'll get Robin up here. Robin, how you doing? Oh, she's muted. She's muted. Let's see if she can unmute herself.
She pulled it. There you
go. Sorry about that. Hello. Let's try. I'll do it. Take two.
How are you doing?
All right. All right. Hope everybody's doing good. It's fucking cold out there. I know that much.
It's rude outside. It is rude. Somebody said to me today.
It's rude. It's so cold. It's rude. That's
Rude.
that's a good
It
one.
I was
is.
like,
It
that's
is
a new
rude.
one. I like that one. Yes, but it's
My,
true.
my dog looked at me like I am not going out there, but alas, they had to go. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Let's get one right away, and then let's get into some stuff on a Saturday night. Let's see. 1-1. You're there, and you've got things on your face. Let's take things off your face. How are you?
Evening, guys. Great.
Good evening.
So when it's super cold out, my dog doesn't like to go to the bathroom unless
sure.
I go with him. I have to actually go. He wants me to go.
You have to unzip and everything.
I mean,
and show him how
literally
to
go.
spell? Yeah.
So when
You
it's
mean
10
literally go?
so when it's minus 10 degrees, when I told you guys earlier that I was pissing icicles, I was literally pissing icicles.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to ask a question now. Okay.
well, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I need to ask a question.
Yeah, you can't
The
let
thing-
that
But
go.
you're gonna tell me that please don't tell me that you lift your leg on a tree and like do the whole here, look what I'm doing, buddy thing.
How far do you
He's not
how far do you
answering.
commit?
Well, you know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right?
Wow. Yeah, that's a spoiled dog that you got to go out there and kind of demonstrate that it's okay to take a pee. Wow.
We spoil our animals. So
That's
the things we do.
I don't
for
even know
our-
what to
for our
say.
animals.
That goes to a whole different level, buddy.
I got
That's
nothing.
for sure.
Wow. All right. Hey, let's get right into the monologue and get right into the show. We got lots of
Sure.
stuff to talk about. So I'll put you full screen and take it away.
All right. I don't know why I seem to be. All right, whatever. It says. Love you, Juliana Jackson, beautiful wife. Love you guys. Have a good night. As always, is it good to be alive in the den on
Always.
Saturday night? It's late,
Mhm.
so late that even the noise has gone to sleep. And when everything finally gets quiet, the questions get louder. Welcome to Devil's Advocates. Some stories don't end, they just wait. They sit in the dark, unfinished, unresolved. 4 students, 1 house, 1 night that never really passed. The Idaho 4, a place that should have felt safe. Unlocked doors, familiar walls, and then violence. Not distance, not random, but close, personal, deliberate. No alarms, no screams reported, no rush for help. Just hours of silence while something unthinkable had already happened. Morning came anyway, and nothing felt normal after that. Days stretched, weeks followed. Details came out slowly, sometimes too slowly. Some changed, some disappeared. Some raised more questions than they answered. And the silence did what silence always does. It invited speculation. Then, an arrest. Brian Koberger, a doctoral student in criminology, someone who studied the patterns, the motives, the mistakes, now accused of leaving his own, a knife sheath, DNA, cell phone data, a white vehicle moving through the dark, enough to accuse. But is it enough to understand? Because understanding isn't built on bullet points. It lives in what doesn't fit. Why were some left alive? Why did the timeline stretch and bend? Why did answers arrive only after the questions grew too loud to ignore? Was this calculated or chaotic? Planned or panicked? Tonight, we don't rush. We don't chase certainty. We sit with the discomfort because truth doesn't fear being slowed down and justice doesn't need the lights on. This is Devil's Advocates, where the night is quiet enough to hear what's missing. Stay with us. And with that, live from New York, it's Saturday night.
Yay.
Thank you for reading this in.
All
And
right.
what is Lanny Poffo? Do I know?
Lenny
I don't know that
Poffo,
character. Yeah.
it was a mob member.
Oh shit! I don't know my mobsters.
Yeah, no, it's Jesus Christ. I have to ask this question. I can't believe I sat on this, but you don't drag your rear on the carpet around when you don't do any of that stuff, right?
You're still on the demonstrating.
I can't fucking get past it now, damn it.
Do you do the boot scoot and get your ass on the ground and kind of shimmy around and wipe your ass?
Dude, listen, you guys got to understand me, okay? My team knows me. I'm a very, very, very visual person. You say something, my mind clicks immediately, and I'm seeing a picture. So as soon as he said what he said, I visualized this little guy with glasses and a hoodie on, pissing on a tree. And going, come on, you can do it. Come on, you can do it. It was an immediate picture, and I'm like, shut up, Dago. Shut up. And I can't get past it now.
I'm just seeing him out there doing his thing and going, come on, little guy. Come on, little guy. Let's go.
Right. Oh, we love you, 1-1.
Wow. All right. Well, hey.
CEO. Oh my God. Stop it.
I can't get it out of my head either. I'm stuck.
It sucks being a visual person. I wish things would just disappear from my mind. They don't.
So it kind of sucks that we don't have more of our panel on stage, because I was going to work on trying to talk a little less tonight, because I talked so much yesterday with the whole John Ray interview and playing the clips, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to let everybody else kind of riff, which we still can do. But I was gonna
it was great. It was great stuff, though. Yeah,
Lanny Poffo. Yeah. Okay, I was thinking of Lanny Poffo.
You guys can fill me in, because I was so busy trying to work on that sizzle reel today. You guys are chatting back and forth about Pav and blah blah blah, and I'm like, fill me in today, because I don't know.
So being that you said that, even though I said it last night, we don't say it every night, but just I know these are like popular creators and people watch everyone again on this show, and I'm sure Dago feels the same way, and I think most of the people we have on the show, we like to think about, debating is fine, difference of opinion is fine, but we're all here to get to the truth, right? So we can debate, and you don't have to agree with everything we say. If something is wrong, feel free to correct. We're human. We make mistakes, or maybe we're looking at something. Maybe you have a different take. Come up or send an email. Let us know. But we don't attack other creators here. So although we may mention something, I may mention something sometimes that Lana said this or Pav said this or whatever, and I may say my opinion or I see it differently, but I'm not going to, some of these people put a lot of work and effort, and they do a lot of good, due diligence and spend a lot of time putting this stuff together. Yeah. There's no reason to be out here attacking people. So it's about a collective community working together. So.
And people in my community, I said the exact same thing in my chat. I don't allow for other creators to be attacked. Unless it's me that's saying on specific people because of specific things. And I don't even do it really. I have a big issue with Chris McDonough, so I do that on my own thing. But everybody else, no. And I said people may disagree with Pav, and he went off. He did a video today where he went off on things. Okay, and I don't blame him, because the man puts a lot of investigative work into what he does. And no disregard, including myself and Lee. We both do a lot. But Lana and Pav, in my opinion, put the most work out of all creators into what they do, okay? They really do a lot, and that's always been my opinion, and I respect them for that. I respect all creators, but I respect those two the most for what they do. So I don't allow people to disrespect. You can disagree with him. I don't expect you guys all to disagree with him, is what I say in my chat. But to go at somebody and try to talk down about them, call them names and stuff, we just don't do that, guys. It's not something.
No. The only thing that I would say to add in, just to add, and I know what about Nancy? Well, yeah,
Nancy puts
she doesn't count.
Nancy Grace puts the most work out of all of us, really. She probably
anyone that comes that pops up, and this happens in and like many different cases, if someone pops up and it can happen, people claim to be an expert in blood spatter or this or that, and they very may well be an expert. But all I could say is, before you go crazy, like taking someone's word as the gospel, just do your due diligence and vet, just vet their credentials and stuff.
You can. Yes.
That's all I could say,
Yes, that makes perfect sense. And he did a good video. Audrey with okay, what just happened there? Sorry. Glitch DNA. I just had a glitch. That's what it was.
You're probably still thinking about one scooting his ass.
I am kind of, yes. I think when it's walking it right there. But yeah, Audrey with Glitch, she did a really good video to support what Paul put out about the DNA on the sheet.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you guys, I've been saying for a year and a half, and I guess we'll kick the conversation off this way if it's okay.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I've been saying for a year and a half, I do not believe that Brian Koberger's DNA is on that sheet. Period. I haven't. Because of the amount of it, because of where it's at, the way they found it, the fact that they never sent the sheath off, they sent off some kind of a Q-tip in a bag. All of that stuff has always been an issue for me. And here we have now statements that are being made that, in a sense, say it's not Brian's DNA on that sheet, in opinions, folks. So,
which one do you want to put something on screen? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I was gonna put the picture of no, not that one.
Oh, I see.
It's the knife. The knife.
That one.
That one.
Yeah.
That is a knife sheet.
So just like you were talking about the knife sheet, so I
figured.
Yeah, it's funny because I just had a comment. I just had a comment on a video I saw today that someone said that's a classic line to me. BK is guilty. DNA doesn't lie. And I said, yes, DNA may not lie, but prosecutors and laboratories do. So
right.
The problem you have is you think the DNA is irrefutable, and you don't realize people manipulated data. Scientists manipulated the data. So while you might have that science doesn't lie, the people reporting the science or developing the science do sometimes lie and manipulate. So,
let me start with this one thing real quick, you guys. They sent it off to the local lab, and they had 2 misses on it. Nothing. They send it off to Othram, and the FBI gets their hands on it. And all of a sudden, surprise, guess what? We have a hit. Yeah. It doesn't fit, folks. It doesn't match. It never did match, okay? And my statement has been, and it's going to be, and I'm going to reiterate it here too, although those of you that heard me just 2 hours ago say this.
You're still thinking about that ass?
Damn it, 1-1.
Sorry about that.
Statement is,
it is Saturday night.
Yeah, well, I mean, that they found a suspect, they arrested him, and they built a fucking case around him. That is my belief.
Yeah,
at this point, and it has been.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and the sheath is the only true proof that they claimed that they had. And at this point, guess what? I don't believe they ever had that. Okay, I do not believe they ever had that. We all think that the sheath has been planted. I now believe that the DNA is a joke, that it doesn't even relate to him in that aspect. And the way it's been explained, you guys, is they fabricated the DNA to match to Brian Koberger. It's exactly what I believe. So
they did. We'll get in there,
you guys, and you can take it from that and take whatever you want.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
That's how I feel, though.
So
let's. Before we get too far on it, I'll summarize another thing. Remember, Idaho forensics basically couldn't develop anything. They just, they put it into CODIS, didn't get a hit. Othram was contracted to do work. They also had it and only developed it to, they said, 4 brothers in Pennsylvania. And at some point, the FBI said, stop your work, we'll take over. And then said, we got the name Brian Koberger as a tip. And they did it with a lot of fuckery. And so Ann Taylor said, essentially, I don't understand how the SNP doubled in size when the FBI got it. We need to see how you did this work And they basically told her, you don't have a right to see the work. It's basically law enforcement secret kind of thing. Ancient Chinese secret, huh? Anyway, so they weren't going to tell her anything. And then when she pushed back on it, they said, don't worry, we don't intend to actually submit the evidence and the DNA evidence. We've got circumstantial evidence enough. But it was just a colossal amount of fuckery. The original labs didn't come up with a hit to Kohberger. The FBI mysteriously said, and they didn't even really say they really didn't say they got it to Kohberger. They said, we're giving you a tip. You should be looking at Brian Kohberger. Everybody jumped to the conclusion that means that Brian Kohberger, and yes, they did submit something that said, well, the DNA is, 99.999 gazillion times likely to be the biological son of, or whatever, relative of Michael Kohberger. Again, not directly saying it's, so anyways, go ahead and lead us through what you got. You got some stuff that you wanted to show.
Well, yeah, I mean, so I was going to say, so, we started with, so the two main things that they have, right? So we have videos of a car, right? And then we have what's called trace DNA found in a knife sheath at the crime scene on King Road. But now, right? So we've identified it's a completely different car than what Brian Kohberger owned, and that law enforcement claimed was leaving out the morning at WSU on two different cameras because it's identifiable by fog lights. So we know that what was listed in the PCA, those, that car does not match. And they used that to arrest him, right? So then they also claim Kohberger's car was at Floyd Cannabis's shop. That car also had fog lamps. So that can't be BK's car because the car had fog lamps. All right. So now the car that's basically throwing the car right out of the PCA.
Yeah.
Then the vehicle goes from Indian Hills over into King Road neighborhood, passes a sunset mark. And it can't be the same vehicle because of timing. So that eliminates 2/3 of the state's case on the car. Now, for 3 years, they've basically been making a big deal about this, everything's about the knife sheath. So I guess you basically said it in, I guess the easiest terms, like how people want to understand, like, how did they get to BK? Like, what was actually manipulated? Like so they have his DNA.
Everything.
How did they manipulate? So I'm gonna kind of explain like a little bit here before we put up some stuff backstage. So basically the idea, genealogy labs, okay, do not generate a profile in the same way that a forensic lab does. Okay, this is important.
Mm-hmm.
There cannot be a direct comparison between the data obtained in this case by the Idaho State Forensic Lab and the private lab. The tests used by private labs are either SMP or whole genome sequencing, as they're called. So these tests are similar to methods used by commercial services like 23andMe and Ancestry. Basically, based upon information from experts in the field, once a genetic genealogy profile is created, the testing by the private lab is completed, the profile is uploaded to a database that contains similar data from other individuals. Once the genetic genealogy profile is uploaded, the profile is compared within that database and relatives are identified. So it's my understanding that once possible relatives have been identified, their identities are used to construct a family tree to identify possible suspects using public records, in some instances contacting individuals for further family information. This process leads to a pool of individuals rather than one specific individual. the possibility of other relatives
Pool,
who might be similar to Koberger is extremely important to the defense in this case.
Now hold on one, if you don't mind. Let me throw something else.
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing that was brought up too, that was something that completely blew my mind and never even was thought of. There's a factory that creates these sheaths and knives and all that. Okay. Now, the way that this was created, in my opinion, okay, they fabricated this to make sure that it was going to fit somebody.
Right.
Think about something, folks, that I don't think any of us ever really thought about. And I didn't, at least. Maybe you guys did. I didn't. So, what are the odds? And in the odds, when I say that, you got to think about the odds in just about any situation. Very, very high or very, very low. Okay. What if there's somebody that worked in the plant, first off, to throw this out there, that created the knife sheath and or all that?
Yeah.
Okay. That just by some chance happens to be, because the stretch, as far as like relatives go on this, could be, in fact, it is so far drawn out there, that the odds that somebody that has the same DNA as Brian Koberger very possibly could work in this factory that created this knife sheath.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that's a reach, you guys, but so is the whole fucking case. So there's that. So that's one thing that you need to be able to, subtract from the equation first and foremost. So I just wanted to throw that in before you went any further with where you were going. 1-1. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I want to say a couple things too. I had somebody the chat said that they might come up and make a statement if we're inviting people for call-ins. So please, I did put the link out there. Please queue yourself up backstage. I'd love to hear your comment and take some of that as well. And as I was telling we've had a lot of talks about how we all have a lot to say. My mind is already, I have like 12 points I want to make already from what you guys have already said. And so I'm having to bite my tongue and sit on my hands and everything to keep myself from talking, because I already have 12 points I want to go. But all right, so well, I mean, I think one's in the middle of presenting something, so I don't want to jump and derail it.
Well, I'm just trying to explain, because I don't think a lot of people don't understand like how they actually got to Koberger. Like what, they know, okay, it's touch DNA, but how does that, how do they actually do it? So we know that they, the DNA was pulled off the leather strap, right? It wasn't the actual button that they said for years and years, right? So when you take the entire world of where this knife sheath could have come from, anybody could have come from anywhere and brought the knife sheath to Idaho up there. And they just so happen to do genetic genealogy that leads them to a lineage in Pennsylvania that is about 150 miles from the factory in Olean, where quality control would have last handled that knife and sheath. Right. Pretty interesting, right?
Yeah.
The odds of that have to be 5.67 octillion to 1.
Yes.
Would you agree that they just happened to trace it to the lineage of where the factory is within 150 miles?
Right.
Thank you, Pavarotti, for that one. Yes.
Yes. Yes. So what are the odds of, that? And, it's kind of hard to understand a bit, but that's how investigative genealogy actually works. You see, when they start off with a crime scene profile, they take the DNA from the sheath, they create a DNA profile, and then the way it's supposed to work, this is the important thing. So listen, as Lee always says, listen.
Listen.
So the way it's supposed to work is they're supposed to investigate the case. Okay? Yeah. Investigate the case. Find a suspect organically through boots on the ground, investigating. Get probable cause and obtain the suspect's DNA sample either through a buccal swab or through some type of discarded item. Create a DNA profile from that either buccal swab or discarded item, and then compare it to the sample from the crime scene.
Yeah.
By
the way,
doing this,
Hold on. Real quick,
Yeah.
two things. I wanted to say thanks to
Go ahead.
those who got a new membership on Dago's site, and also just a reminder, we've got somebody queued up backstage with a comment, and I don't know where they wanted to comment in. So if you take it too far away from where they wanted to comment, they may not.
I'll just finish this. Yeah, I'll just finish this last point.
Thank you, CEO, and welcome back to the sauce, my friend.
And by doing this, they can formulate a likelihood ratio. This is what everything's about. It's forming a ratio, okay? And since it was an organic investigation, they can compare that likelihood ratio to the entire population. And a lot of things factor into that likelihood ratio. But by doing it that way in an organic investigation, they could say, well, it's 5.67 octillion to 1 that this profile matches the suspect. That doesn't mean it's 100% match to the suspect. It means the likelihood ratio is very high. It's 100% match to the suspect. However, this is the key thing here. However, when you supersede this process and you go another route, you go investigative genetic genealogy, and you use this crime scene profile to develop a family tree that likely contains the DNA markers of this profile. And then you narrow it down to, say, a few hundred people in a genealogical tree. And then out of that tree, you do boots on the ground, work to try to figure out if any of the people in that tree would have been in the area and match other aspects of the crime. And then you come to the suspect. In this case, they came to Brian Koberger. Then they obtain either his buccal swab or a discarded item, which we know in this case, it was his father's DNA from a cotton swab or a Q-tip. And then they compare to the original crime scene sample. And then they get probable cause for the arrest. So they arrest Koberger, get his buccal swab, and then compare it to the crime scene sample. That's not how it's supposed to work.
I'll tell you what also isn't going to work. I don't know how to do this. I lost the 12 points. I told you I had 12 points, and now I'm like, what was that fucking? I don't know what the point.
There's a bunch. You could pull up. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. So
I don't know how to summarize what you're saying for people, which is other than I'm telling you, there was a colossal amount of fuckery to get to mislead the public into thinking what they said was definitive proof, and it was definitive proof of dick. It wasn't. You got manipulated. That's my opinion, but it's hard to explain that reading the scientific data, because science sounds so sciencey. Phoenix Rising said that she had a statement to make more than a question, so I'm going to give her an opportunity to come up here in just a second. We also have the defense rests backstage. Now, the tricky part with the defense rest, and it's so good to see her again. I haven't seen her for a while. I've been so freaking busy. She's really heavy into our Letcher County case, the Mickey Steins case, and so since we're talking we're talking Idaho 4 at the moment. I don't know if she wants to come up early and hang out with us on that, or wait until we get. But we'll first get Phoenix Rising up, defense rests backstage. Let you know, Jody, I got you. I'm watching you, and we'll get to you in a little bit. So here, let's get Phoenix up and see what she had for a statement. How you doing?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Happy Saturday.
Yeah,
well, Saturday.
So I have more of a statement. It's something that I find kind of concerning that I've been noticing over the past few weeks with this case. All right. And this has nothing to do with the pro-burgers versus people like us that have our own theories and whatnot. I even had a conversation with Jason Esty today about this. I'm starting to see, and I'm sure you guys are seeing this as well, it's been spoken about, how different people are starting to go against each other, and we all have the same common goal, which is to get the truth. Okay.
Absolutely.
And what's happening is, like, they're starting to become like a division. It's almost kind of like the Democrats and the Republicans. And I'm like, so basically, like what I said to Esty was, at the end of the day, none of us at this point know exactly what happened. And that's the whole thing. We can all theorize and have our own ideas on what happened and believe that our theories are correct. But at the end of the day, until we get all of the evidence, if it ever comes out, we're not going to really know. So I'm just hoping that starts to die down, because it seems like now people are like really, I mean, I saw Pav and Harsh, they were really attacking each other.
Yeah,
And
right,
yeah,
really
they still are. They
because
they still are. Yeah.
because you know what it is at the end of the day, like I said, we're all on the same side. So we should appreciate each other's theories and ideas. Even if we do not agree with each other or think someone's opinion is kind of off the wall, that shouldn't even matter, because at the end of the day, we're trying to get to the truth for these kids that are no longer with us. I mean, there are people that believe with the whole PSYOP theory. And another thing too with that is sometimes people do get killed when stuff like that happens. And that's something that I was telling ST today. I said, it's not always meaning that they're on an island somewhere living it up and partying. You know, there's so many things that could have happened, but at the end of the day, none of us know. Maybe we will never know. Who knows? You know, with the way it's been going for years now. But I just really want to reiterate and tell everyone out there, even the people that are in the den, to respect each other, even if you think completely different things, even if you think that Brian is guilty, because who knows, at the end of the day, he may still have been a part of this. We just don't know yet. And I just want to remind everyone to be kind to each other and to remember we're all on the same page. We all have the same common goal. And I just don't want people to lose sight of that. And I'm seeing that a lot lately.
Yeah. Perfect.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well said, well spoken. If you have another comment, you can hang out for a minute. Otherwise, I'll take you off stage and let us talk about that a little bit. Do you have another thing you want?
I just wanted to spread the love out there, because I'm seeing this division and I hate it. So I just you know, wanted to put it out there for everybody to hear and think about, that none of us, we can't say that any of us are wrong. You know what? Some of these theories, some of them could be a couple of things that we think are completely different from each other. And it turn out that several theories are correct. So until we know, everybody just be kind to each other. I love you guys. Keep pushing forward till we get to the truth. And you guys have an awesome night.
Thank you so much. Appreciate what a great guest. Thank you so much. Let me reiterate my own feeling on that. I 100% agree. I've even stated, for those who haven't heard me say it for a while, at the end of the day, Brian Kohberger might be guilty, and we have to accept that he actually said he was guilty. I mean, that may be it. At the end of the day, he said he was, right? So, however, looking at all the evidence, one thing we can be clear is we were misled. We were lied about the importance of certain key pieces of information that weren't quite as good as they said it was. And the more you look at it, the worse it gets. And I'm smart enough to have read books like Framed and I knew this before I read the book Framed, that people plead guilty to things all the time that they didn't do. So one has to ask, did this happen again to somebody where they were simply railroaded with a bunch of misleading fake information that convinced the public, the court of public opinion? And so I'm keeping my mind open to all possibilities, including Kohberger may have done it. But I'll tell you what, out of my logical brain says that's actually the least likely of all the scenarios I've heard. I know that the panel has things to say. I want this is one of the 12 points I was thinking about a while ago. If you took away for a moment that Brian Kohberger's alibi was that he was going to go out stargazing that night, and he had a history of doing so, and that there was a meteor shower that night, which is true, and that was actually witnessed in Boise, Idaho, a big, huge ball of light witnessed in Idaho at the same basic time that he would have been out there watching it. So just assume for just 1 second that he might have actually been doing that night. All of the other evidence is almost all of it fuckery. The suspect vehicle 1, which Ann Taylor says you can't definitively prove it's the same vehicle coming and go from the neighborhood. It's for the jury to decide whether that's the same vehicle. Pinging off the cell tower that services the house at 1122 King Rose residence means shit. It doesn't mean anything. You've lied to America to make them think he was stalking the victims. And when we called it on you, you had to admit, we have no proof he was stalking the victims, but you kept saying it over and over again. Well, he pinged up. Everyone goes to Moscow from Pullman. Him going over there means dick. And categorically, every step of the way, and now with the DNA, you're finding that, look, the knife sheath, has a quality control in Pennsylvania, and they traced it back to Pennsylvania. Gee, somebody at a factory handled that knife. It's fucking crazy. So, I mean, if you take away everything of that about be a questionable nature, you've got nothing for Kohberger, and yet people are convinced. Well, I'm 100% convinced it's Brian Kohberger. Why? It's the weakest case I've ever seen. If it's just circumstantial shit. And Bill Thompson literally said, I can't place Brian Kohberger in the house. And yet people are still like, well, I'm certain it's him, because you were told that for so long. The last thing I'll say before I turn it over to the panel is I reiterate what she said as well. We want to be kind to creators who think differently and question, well, it's definitely the drug angle. That's fine. Let's talk about that as a possibility. I'm open to that as well. It's definitely the frats. That's fine. Let's talk about that, because I'll tell you this, what they said happened isn't how it happened. I'm almost convinced of it. So I'm willing to hear all the theories, because at the end of the day, I don't give a shit who's right. I don't care if Pav was right. I don't care if little Annie, Orphan Annie was right. I don't give a frick who was right at the end of the day. We just want the answers. We're all on, I think we should all remember, as she said, we all want the same thing. We want to know what actually happened. And whether it's Brian or the frats or a drug hit or a CI or I don't give a shit, jealous ex-boyfriend. I don't care what your theory is. At the end of the day, all we want to know is be able to put it to rest to say, oh, now we know what happened and we got it right. That's what we want to know. All right, go ahead, guys.
No, we got a gift.
Thank you,
Amanda.
Looks like Amanda gifted a membership for our. Thank you so much for sending that out. Yeah.
What I was gonna say, well, you kind of just said it. I was gonna steal Lee's line that he usually says. Yeah. No. Well, you kind of said it, but it's still from you, so I give you credit. Phoenix Rising. So what I can tell you, and this is one of Lee's famous quotes. We can tell you 100%. that it did not happen the way they told us it happened. I'm pretty confident in that. So BK may be guilty, he may partially guilty, whatever. But how they told us that it happened is not reality. I'm 100% confident. I would bet my bank account on that.
I mean, I agree, and I just like you said, even if Kohberger was somehow involved, and some of that makes sense, right? If they knew he was involved, they would then try to pin it on him because they're like, look, we know he was there, so now we just got to make all of it fit. What I can tell you is it didn't happen the way that he pled guilty to. He didn't go in there by himself and do it in 8 minutes. That's bullshit. Like there's just no way.
Right.
It's not. I don't think it's physically possible.
And I think you hit, and you've said a few times too. I think you nailed it. Many times you've said on here, bringing up the plea bargain where where Santa Claus, says that we can't place him at the house. What do you mean you can't place him at the house?
If you've got DNA have his at the
DNA.
House,
how do you have his DNA on a knife sheath, but you can't place him in the house? That right there should tell you. Wait, what? That doesn't. That's like the same thing as them. That just think about the stuff they're telling you. Oh, all 4 of them were asleep. But whether you believe Dylan or not, Dylan says that Kaylee is running up the stairs. Well, if she's running up the stairs,
someone's here
with the
and
dog,
all these things.
Someone's here. How is she sleeping? Right? They just throw this shit in our face.
You can't have.
Yeah. They throw it at us,
and yet they shame us for questioning the details that they give us details that are incongruent, and then shame us for pointing out that the details are incongruent. By the way, real quick, Dago, I don't know if you have a comment, or Robin, if you have a comment, but Defense Rest is backstage twice. Yeah. I don't know why. I was going to kick one so we don't have duplicates. I don't know why she's got duplicates there. So I think I'll boot. I'll boot one and see what happens. And now we got one backstage with her. So did you have a comment, Robin, at all about this, that what Phoenix had said about the whole, at the end of the day, we're all working towards the same thing, and be kind to each other when we come up with different theories and ask questions?
She is 1,000% right. I mean, we should be questioning things. We should be exercising critical thinking, especially in such serious matters like this. But to just go at one another, that's not going to solve anything. And we do need to show that level of respect so that we can work together as much as possible to get to the truth. So she's spot on. So I really appreciated her message tonight.
I will reiterate that I said no, I didn't, but I fully agree. I say that all the time. Somebody in chat said this means you too, Dago, which I don't know why, because I always say that.
Right.
Always say that, but I appreciate Phoenix making that statement, because it is very, very, very absolute. Okay, I say it constantly. Like, we're not going to ever get any further than anywhere we have been by going against each other. It just doesn't do any good. Right. So I've always said that, So either way, I fully agree with all of you and Phoenix as well. And thank you again, Phoenix, for making that very strong statement. I fully agree with you.
And I want to talk. So two things I want to say. I'm going to be going on vacation for a week. I'm going to miss a few shows. You guys got a show tomorrow night without me, which is normal for you guys to go without me tomorrow night. But what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try. This is a great opportunity for you guys. If we don't get to your comments and questions, one of the things I can do while I'm on vacation is take comments that were in the chat that either I didn't address because we didn't have time tonight, or I didn't address because I was traveling and I had to wait till I got to a hotel or whatever. I will address those and make those what I call fireside chat videos where I address some of these things. So please keep the questions coming. If we don't get to them, I will make efforts. Anything that I have a comment on, like this one. Anyone want to comment on Pav's opinion, I think is what they meant to say about Maddie's phone in her room and the blood. We can go ahead and talk about that now if you'd like, unless you think we need to stay on the knife sheath thing for a minute. But do you want to talk about this right now?
No, we could talk about it. Yeah, it's fine.
I think he made a really good point with that. I didn't even think about it until after he pointed it out. Like, that makes some sense, okay? And listen, guys, just because we heard the sounds we heard, that doesn't mean it's written in stone that that's what that means, okay? Things can happen. So I agree with
and let me state it for those who don't know what we're talking about, because there might be people who don't know what we're talking about. So Pavarotti got upset about people who say Xana definitively got killed, or whoever. Was it Maddie's or was it Xana?
It was Maddie. Yeah.
That Maddie got killed at a certain time.
2:27.
At 2:27, right?
Yeah.
And what Pavarotti pointed out is they have a picture of the crime scene where her phone is laying essentially in blood spatter. And you can see the spatter of the blood all over objects next to the phone and across the face of the phone as well. And so what he's saying is, for those people who are saying that she was on her phone at a certain time, well, she couldn't have died and then somebody be using her phone, because the phone has blood all over it, and therefore it doesn't make sense you could be manipulating her phone, swiping to open the phone or push buttons on the phone to show fake. Because some people are saying, look, I've said a million times, cellular activity or phone activity is not proof of life. Anybody could have handled that phone. But his counterpoint was, well, the phone's covered in blood, so you know the person already expired and nobody fucked with the phone after the blood got on there. So now you have to deal with that time problem. When did she die? If she died at 2:27, then nobody could be manipulating the phone at 3:30 in the morning, right? So you've got a problem if you say, oh, well, somebody else was manipulating the phone at 3:30. Well, it's got blood over the phone, so how could they be manipulating the phone? So do you guys want to talk about that and what you think?
Yeah. Because to the point that you just said, because I think, she had, what was it, Snapchat or whatever, some program
Bethany or something,
But she had something that I think up to almost like 4:10, something like that. She had some activity that she was using on her phone like pretty late.
Maddie and Kaylee.
Well, not Maddie. I was thinking of Xana. I was thinking of Xana.
Yeah, that was my confusion, because from what I understood, cellular activity from Maddie and Kaylee stopped around 2:40.
Yeah, I mixed them up. I was thinking of Xana for a second.
2:56, I think it was, Lee.
2:56. 2:56.
Yes.
And then Xana was 3:16. They changed it, but that was the last thing on the phone, I think. So, agreed. That's why I said that is a very good point. I never went that direction with it, so I have to agree that's a good point. That's my point, my thought on it.
Right. And I want to hear Robin's thought on that before I go on with it. Robin, do you have any thoughts about that blood? Did you see that discussion that Pav had about the blood spatter on that picture?
No, I didn't. So that's what I would say. I did not see that. So this is the first time I'm hearing about it. But so I just want to make sure I'm understanding. So who said that she passed at 2:27?
So
that's
the discussion about the blood curdling
scream or some.
No. It's from the screams. It's from the video. From the
Okay.
A lot of people are saying that they think that the timeline for the murders is earlier in the night, and he's saying if you look at Maddie's phone sitting on the nightstand with undisturbed blood splatter all over it, it kind of takes you back from that, saying that's not really possible if she made calls or messages up to 2:56 in the morning, it just doesn't fit. That's all it is.
Right.
But
right.
I have I have
which
counters
I
to
would,
that as well. Yeah.
And that's
yeah,
good.
yeah, I would have to kind of agree with that, because the, the thing is, we don't know who screamed.
Right. That's
No.
well, that's just it. And that was
That's my
part of
question
Pop's
is we don't know
right.
who
Part of
screamed.
part of Pop's
Right,
bitch
right.
was true crime forensics, right? Who
Yeah.
kind of came from
Yes.
nowhere with this
Oh.
software, who
There it
told
is
us
right
here
there.
you can hear Maddie being killed, and he said definitively, this is the sound of Maddie being killed, and he was and Pop's like, that's full of shit. You don't know anything about what that, and I have to agree with Pop on that. You don't know.
Yeah, I do.
He's not
Yeah.
definitively, and again, that's not to
Right.
besmirch it's not to besmirch those
No.
creators. It's just a discussion. One thing I want to say before I get too far, Robin, I didn't thank you. I want to thank you on camera. I told everyone last night that we were going to debut this new song and this new sizzle reel, and I didn't hear shit from Robin all day because she was working her ass off to get that sizzle reel done. And so now she's coming on and going, I'm sorry guys, I'm not up to speed on what's going on. I spent all day working on the fucking sizzle reel, and she didn't get it done. But oh my god, dude, thank you, dude. I just called you dude. Thank you, Robin, so much for spending so much effort on doing it. And it didn't make it as perfectly fine. You took a Herculean effort, and you get a pass for not being up on everything.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that very, very much. Yeah. I wanted to have it done so bad. And I'm
I
like,
did too.
man, this is like almost 4 minutes. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
But
it is
yeah,
what it is.
but no, thanks for bringing me up to speed with that. But yeah, we don't know who screamed. So how can we definitively, and I'm not knocking anybody for their work. I'm just saying
Yeah.
we couldn't see what was going on. So without me knowing their voices intimately, you know, it's not now if somebody within my house were to scream, okay, I know who did it, but we don't know who that was really.
And that's the biggest issue. And it's, again, nothing against true crime forensics. Don't take me the wrong way.
Right.
Mm-mm.
To make a statement from anybody, whether it be me, 11 Robin Lee, or any other creator out there, to say that is Maddie being attacked and murdered right there. None of us can do that unless we were standing in that room when that happened. Okay, we all know that, or we're the person that just we can't do it. And that is one thing I have 100% support with Pop saying what he said, because that's a fact, guys. And people to say, in my opinion, I think this could be Maddie. That's a whole different story, and that's the way it should be presented, in my opinion, unless you have an absolute factual statement to make. So.
And if I recall, I only watched it a little bit because I'm not a fan. You guys should know I'm not a fan of enhanced audio.
Right.
I wanted to see how good he was doing because every other creator is showing his stuff. His channel's blowing up on this, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't hear what he hears.
I don't
either.
Here you hear someone say,
yes,
get off Maddie or whatever. And I'm like, I don't hear that at all. And that was his reasoning. This is Maddie being killed because you hear somebody say, get off Maddie or whatever. And I'm like, I don't hear what you just heard. And you're telling everybody that that's what you just heard. Proof now that Maddie just died here. And I'm like, all of that logic jump, I can't go down. Now, again, I'm not shaming the creator of that content. It's great that we have it open for discussion, but that's what we're having is a discussion. And I disagree that you can definitively say anything about who said what at that thing. I don't hear it.
And I think when you do an audio kind of show, like kind of thing, I know like people, if they think they know what they hear and whatever, they want to put it out. But Lee has brought this up too. Just the way your mind works. If you're going to show something in audio and you're like, oh, look, you see, he says, I'm going to get you, Xana. I'm going to get you, Maddie. Like now your brain, now you already have it in your mind. Now you're trying to hear those words. So you kind of got to hear audio without seeing words.
I'm gonna pull something up in a minute. Keep talking for a minute while I pull something up on screen for us. Give me a second.
I am horrible with the audio and
me too.
The video.
Me too.
So people say they see people in the bushes at the band stop by the car, and I'm like literally like pulling stuff up. I'm going. I don't see the people in the bushes.
I never saw any of that either, Robin. Don't feel bad.
I know. I mean, I hear. I hear the scream. I mean, I can hear the scream. I definitely hear the scream.
Well, you
Yeah.
can't,
Other than
not hear that, right?
But other than that, but other than the scream, like every time I hear these audio things and people like, oh, you hear this? Oh, this guy says Ethan. Like, I'm like, I can't hear it. I don't.
And I've listened to things inside out with my studio headphones on too, and I hear everything. These things, yeah, I can hear spark through these, okay? And I don't hear. There's one or two things I've heard that I feel is a definitive what I heard, but not any of that. Unfortunately, again, nothing against the creator, but I just don't hear it. So,
yeah, yep.
All right, so I want to play something for you guys real quick to demonstrate the whole your brain hears what you hear, because I talk about this all the time, right? I talk about this all the time.
Oh no.
So let me show you. Do you know what I'm going to play or not? You guys know what I'm going to play?
No, I have no idea.
No, I do.
Okay, yeah. Some of you, I mean, it's a famous thing, but I want to show it to you as an example. All right, share it with sound, and I'm going to put it on stage. And by the way, Jody, thank you for your patience staying backstage. I know that you're patiently waiting to come up, and we'll get you up here. How come it didn't add the stage? Probably just need to go this way. Nope. I got to remove that first. How come it doesn't automatically replace what's on screen?
It should.
That would be nice.
I know. I thought it used to, but I can't. How come I think it's because somebody else presented this and I was sharing somebody else's screen.
Oh, yeah.
I removed it.
All right.
Good now? Yeah.
Yep. All right. I want you to listen to this. This is the famous green needle brainstorm illusion. The sound never changes, but based on what word you're focusing on, you will hear it definitively and you will be swearing that's the word that you hear, but nothing changes in the audio. So watch this. Hearing green needle?
No.
What do you hear?
That's what I hear.
This one's not showing the other one.
I'm hearing brainstorm.
You were looking at that word.
It depends on which one I'm looking at.
I know.
Right. Usually,
I alternated between green needle and brainstorm, like every time it played, and I literally did hear whatever word I happened to be looking at. That's freaky.
Yeah, I think I kept saying brains because the red popped out, so I kept reading brainstorm.
Right. And I was trying to find the better.
You will only hear the sound you are reading.
You guys hear this?
You will only hear the sound you are reading.
Yeah.
Watch. Why the fuck? Why can't I get a fucking video?
You will only hear the sound you.
There's a video. There's lots of videos that show both. Hold on. Why the fuck can't I get a single one that shows both? Like, why the hell would they only show the one? Okay,
I'm actually hearing brain.
Oh my God, I feel like I'm in the Mandela effect. Not a fucking single one of these are going to show both. Okay, one more. Oh, fuck. I'm out. This is why we don't do shit live. Oh, my gosh. All right.
I heard brain needle.
Look, I'm so pissed off that I can't find it. It's been all over the internet forever. And when you switch the words, you hear what the new word is. But I can't find it. I just did like 7 videos and not a single one of them was flipping back and forth to show you how it fucks with your brain. Oh, well, whatever.
I just want you to chat. They're cracking me up with a green needle brainstorm. Somebody else said green brainstorm.
I heard green
brainstorm.
Yeah.
I looked at both words and nothing when I anything.
And what sucks is all I was trying to explain to you is it's a known phenomenon. Once your brain has a word in its head, that's what you're going to hear. So, and I'm not even saying that creators do it on purpose. They fool themselves. Yeah. Look, here's what happens, and this is what happened to so many people. You have a narrative in your mind about what happened that night. And so you know the key players' names. You know Ethan, you know Xana, you know Hunter, you know these names, right? And so then your mind's looking, you're listening for those names. Oh, I just heard Ethan get off the couch. Maybe you didn't. You were looking for the word Ethan, and so or words that you knew, and your brain was searching for that pattern. And so here's something, and again, last bitch I'll make. It's the classic fucking gun rack guy thing over again. Here you hear gun rack guy. You heard a sound. You don't know it's a gun rack, but you keep telling her now. Now I have to beat my head against the wall to say definitively someone walked in with a gun because you hear him rack the gun because Pavarotti says it's gun rack guy. Well, yes, once he told you it was gun rack guy, that's all you're going to fucking hear is a gun rack.
But just to hear it, and right. Yes, sir.
Anyways, I beat the hell out of that point. And didn't even make it well because I couldn't get a single video that showed the brainstorm green needle back and forth. Like, well, why the hell hard is it to do that? That's been out there for forever.
Robin, did you see what I put in the back chat?
No, I was too busy with the brain needle stuff.
It's up there.
Brain needle.
Up.
All right. Look, I don't want to derail Idaho 4, but we do have a special guest that's been hanging out backstage, and I don't want to be rude to her forever.
Yeah.
Would you guys mind if we brought Jody up?
Bring her up.
Come on down.
Not at all.
Jody.
Hello.
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 What's going on?
I'm sorry. There's definitely fuckery afoot today.
Well, yeah. I know there is.
The PC gods are not on my side.
So
I love the hat. I love the hat.
It's nice to meet you.
And I've got echo.
Oh, do you? Oh no. How bad is the echo? Echo. Am I helping this? Echo.
Brainstorm.
Needle dick.
Can you guys see me or not?
Well, anyways, while she's working out the audio, or if she's working out the audio, let me make sure people understand. Jody from the Defense Rests is an Australian YouTuber that I found, or she found me. I don't even know how we got connected, but she's involved with the Letcher County, Mickey Stein's, Ben Fields fuckery in Kentucky. And even though she's in Australia, she managed to pitbull her way into making contacts in the local area in America, and got people to talk to her, at least a couple ladies, maybe more. And so she's been all over this case. And when her and I met up, I was like, well, I would love to talk to some people. I'd like to go there, put boots in the ground sometime and talk to people. And so we've been working together. I've interviewed Jody by herself. I've interviewed the ladies on screen as well. They're great interviews if you didn't see those. But anyways, welcome to the show. It's good to see you again. I wanted to make sure that we touched base. How is everything going, and how are the girls since the last time we talked to them?
Thank you.
So she's got a bit of a delay, it sounds like.
Yeah,
they're good. Well, the healthcare system is crap over there, so they're dealing with some issues.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've still got echo, and I don't know what's causing it, but I'm hearing myself in my ears.
All right. Well, here's real quick. I'm muting her mic for a second because we're on a pretty nasty delay, and it's going to make conversation really hard. So I know eventually Jody's going to hear us talking and saying what we're saying right now. Actually, Robin, can you maybe private chat her or something and let her know that the audio delay is so big that it's going to make it very hard to have a conversation. If she would like, we can give her the microphone and we'll just all shut the hell up and she can say some stuff and tell us some things, because it won't be probably conducive to have a back and forth. But if she wants to give us an update or something like that, tell her that we'll bring her up, and I'll say go ahead and go, and then we'll just pause and wait for her to say stuff. Can you kind of work that out with her a little bit?
Yep, that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay, perfect. All right. In the meantime, guys, let's. I'm going to remove her from stage for the minute while we get that worked out on the back end. So we can talk a little bit Idaho 4 again if you want. I wanted to comment about that whole blood on the phone thing a little bit. Even with with the timeline that he's saying, I believe if that was Maddie's phone that Pavarotti is showing, and Maddie and Kaylee's last known activity, and here's the other thing, I don't remember. They kind of lumped Maddie and Kaylee were texting Jack up to 2:56 a.m. right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if they said definitively who the last text or call was from. Was it Maddie or Kaylee? So where I'm going with that is, do we know the definitive time when the last message from Maddie actually came? And where I'm going with all that is once again, if you're going to go through the logic that blood spatter on the phone means that she could not have died before the last activity on her phone, because again, somebody would have had to touch the phone, manipulated the phone, and while it was covered in blood. So therefore, she has to have at least been alive as late as the last activity on the phone. It still happens well before 4:07 a.m. That's the kicker that I keep taking away. It still happens well before 4:07 a.m. So it doesn't mean that she died before 4:07 a.m. No. Does it mean she could have died before 4:07 a.m.? Yes. And that's the kicker for me. But
yeah, and that's when I think all the events for them kind of started.
I
like
agree.
you said, that doesn't mean that's when they died, but again, like you see Kaylee at the corner club there, and she's on her phone nonstop.
And again,
so you can tell me,
this is the part that you have to play devil's advocates, because we don't know. I don't know if we know this answer. Whose blood is on that phone? That's important too.
That's another good point.
Is it Kaylee's blood? Is it Maddie's blood? Is it Xana's blood? Whose blood is on the phone? Sure, you see blood on the phone, but can you definitively, because that might also tell you. So all we know is right now, Pop made a great point. It's something we should discuss, but does it prove anything yet? I don't know, because we don't even know whose blood is on that phone. Or did they tell us whose blood was on the phone? So yeah.
Good point. Very good point, sir.
Yeah.
Robin, do you have anything worked out with Jody or?
Yeah. I'm just chatting with her now. She's going to try to come back up.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. In the meantime, do we want to look for a question or pin something up and talk about it? Or do you want to just kind of riff on, did you have more to say, by the way, one on the knife sheath?
I mean, I got a lot of stuff. I mean, I could go 3 hours on that. You don't want that, but there's a lot with it. And I don't want to lose people. Basically, in a nutshell, with the DNA, they, like I spelled out before, they went backwards in how they got to BK. And when you go high enough, when you have the sample, okay, if you go high enough in the chain, eventually, like, you have all these different strands that go out, okay, that are alleles, and BK was on one strand with the four brothers. Okay, the four brothers were actually on the same strand as BK. What Ann Taylor was trying to argue was that the FBI, that their strand that they were going down did not match BK or the four brothers, and they know that, like, their strand was matching the crime scene. And again, like, what do you mean? But that means it doesn't match. But what I can tell you is, because they play games with words, they play games with manipulation, and all I have to do is, I know we've said it 1,000 times, Santa Claus said at the plea at the plea hearing, right? What did he say? We cannot place BK at the house. If you can't place him at the house, how can he have DNA on a knife sheath? It doesn't make sense. So that's your answer right there. You can't have both. You can't be at the house, not at the house, but he's able to touch the knife sheath. Obviously, he's in the house then. They weren't going to be able to use. So this is the whole thing. If they had a trial, they weren't going to be able to use that DNA. And they know that. And this is why they jumped on being able to do a plea bargain. And for whatever reason, Hitler wouldn't give Van Taylor like the light of day on anything, like every little argument, Frank's hearing, this hearing, that hearing, she wouldn't give him anything. So read the book Framed and you will see this is why they didn't think he was going to get a fair trial, and he wanted to live.
To reiterate the point, yes, great book right there. To reiterate your point, I almost 100% guarantee you, any prosecutor, if they thought they had the DNA evidence, would have told you, here's what we would have proven: Brian Kohberger did it. And we know it because his DNA is at the crime scene. That's how they would have worded it. They would have said, we know he did it. His DNA is at the crime scene. And when they were arguing what they would have shown in court, they would have told you, we're going to prove to you Brian Kohberger had motive, he had opportunity, and he left his DNA at the crime scene. Instead, what Bill Thompson said is, we can't place Brian Kohberger at the crime scene. The best we can do is we can place him near the crime scene. He literally said that at the plea deal. We can't place him in the house. We can only place him near the house. And my jaw dropped in the courtroom. I was like, what the fuck did you just say?
I know.
Like, why are you taking this deal?
And even that,
how many other people can you place near the house, guys?
Right,
I mean,
and even that, and even placing
town.
him, right, even placing him near the house, even that they played fuckery with.
And look,
right,
and I know we got Jody backstage again. Look, Twiz. Twiz, by the way, Twiz is a difficult guy. He's blunt. He'll eventually offend you if you talk to him long enough. So bless his heart. And I like Twiz, but he's difficult because he'll offend you at some point. I guarantee you. But even Twiz was pointing out the fuckery of Brian Kohberger was near the house. That means as far away as Lewiston, Idaho, which is a fuck ton away long. He showed the tower that services the house at 112 King Road residence is as far away as Lewiston, Idaho. And I don't know if you know the area, but that's a fuck ton long ways away. And that tower also will ping the house at 112 King. So saying that Brian Kohberger pinged off the cell tower that services the house at 112 King Road is essentially saying nothing. But they fucked with America and made you think it meant something, and it didn't.
Yeah,
and
that cell tower, it's not like a circular radius.
Yeah.
It's like this
cone,
straight up and down parallel kind of. So that tower, you could be all the way down there in Lewiston area, and you're still pinging off of that tower that services that house.
And
it's freaky.
Yeah,
I was going to say we have in the documents. They got 3,800 timing advance records. Ashley Jennings she's a lying piece of crap. She has they got BK's timing advance records. She's saying we don't have it. They did get it. They know that he wasn't there, and they're playing games with it. And then and then when they went to the damn hearing. And they still are playing games, and Hitler's like, well, if you throw in this tower, then you got to give him a Frank's hearing. So
and I'll admit, when I was first hearing the timeline of the cell tower stuff, hearing that Kohberger's phone pinged near Genesee and other places, leaving Moscow, I was like, man, it makes it pretty clear. Like he left Moscow and pinged off a tower down in Genesee and then over to Wawa Park, and then you look at like what Twiz showed in that cone, and it hits all those areas. So again, it doesn't. Yeah. It means jack and shit. It really doesn't mean anything.
No,
it's fuckery. It's just plain fuckery, I think. Anyways, do you want to give another shot to Jody, see if we can get a better connection?
Sure.
All right, let's see.
Yep.
Hey.
Hello, is that better?
I think so.
Welcome back.
Are we close to real time?
Did you get rid of your echo?
Yes. Thank you.
Nice. Oh my God, we're almost in real time. How is it?
I couldn't have a delay. I'm on cable, so
nice.
I just came in through the chat link and not through the email link. I think that was the problem.
Yeah. I want to thank you, by the way, for having patience with me. I just completely dropped off the radar with you, and I thought, oh my gosh, she's going to think I lost interest in the case. I have not lost interest in that case, but I just been busy, as they say, the one-legged man in an ass kicking contest. I'm super fucking busy. So.
I've been watching.
It's good to see you again.
And you. Thank you for having me.
Eventually. So, yeah, eventually we'll work it out eventually. And I know we have plans. you know, you and I, we have plans to get the girls on show again and do more interviews with them and cover the history, which is going to take time. It's going to take hours for us to get through that. We'll probably do it in 1 hour segments.
At least 10 videos at least.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to it. I hope they're looking forward to it again. I know that's got to be stressful for them as well, but I'm looking forward to getting into their story and telling their story. Good. Yep. I'm glad that they're ready to talk about it. So, and hope we keep them safe by getting all eyes so that nothing horrible happens. Cause that would be, I would have a hard time living with myself if I cause them any danger. So hopefully we understand, or hopefully they understand what they're doing.
Look, at the end of the day, they've got nothing to lose. Like, so better that we try.
Yeah. So, you know, we've been talking Idaho 4. Do you follow the Idaho 4 case? I
did watch it when it actually came out, like when it was unraveling in real time. And I followed it right up until I think halfway through the pre-trial crap, then dropped off.
Yeah.
So yes, I do know, but I wasn't aware of all the stuff about the back stuff about the DNA not being.
It's insane. Yeah, insane.
Yeah.
They really played games. They really played games. Yeah.
They did. And I think a lot of times they play games.
Did you guys watch the Karen Reed? I mean, I suppose you have to be a turtle if you didn't, but
some of us for sure watched the Karen Reed stuff. I did. I came to the Karen Reed stuff too late, but
I can't understand how anyone in their right mind with any common sense can actually say that she did that. Like, hello.
No, I see Dago shaking his head. Dago, I want to hear you guys talk. The two of you talk about.
Oh yes, please.
Yeah.
There's so many things with Karen's case. I could go on forever. So, first off, the fact that they tried to say that she hit him with the car and killed him, and left him lay there. There's no way that the speed that vehicle was going, backing up, that would have done any damage to anybody. It would have hit him in his hip. Okay.
Yep.
Now, me working in EMS, the other thing that I have issues with the marks on his arm are dog bite marks. I'm sorry, I don't care what you say. I've seen many dog bites.
Right.
They sold the dog. They redid the basement floor inside the house multiple times, and then sold the house. The whole thing is a big fucking piece of fuckery. It truly is.
Nurse here too, Dago. So I actually know exactly where you're coming from, because at the end of the day, the murder, the weapon has to match the
injury. Yes,
okay? And there is absolutely no way in fucking hell that they match. He didn't have any broken bones at all, no bruising, nothing whatsoever to indicate that vehicle collided with him, nor was there any DNA evidence. And all these people keep going on about, but there was DNA on the bumper. I'm sorry, but a fucking hair follicle does not get me to fucking reason.
They own the vehicle. Of course there's going to be DNA on that vehicle. They owned it.
He used it. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and that's I don't know what you thought, Jody, is the whole, from the first part of this case, the Sallyport video blew my mind.
Look,
because
which piece of evidence wasn't doctored?
Right. You watched them literally go in and create the tailgate or the tail light bullshit.
Yep. The 2 minutes missing from the tower.
Yes.
The video is missing from his John's Ring camera.
Yes.
Once at some point you've got to say convenient, consequent.
And then the other part of it, folks, was they had the tail lens that was cracked, supposedly. Okay. The amount of pieces they had belongs the tail light lens on the vehicle is probably this big. The amount of particles they had for the tail light was like this big.
Well, not only that, did any one of them have any DNA on it?
No.
And was there any snow inside the?
None.
Right. Like how could he not have? How could he not have any DNA on it? It's
correct.
It's ridiculous.
They were collecting blood.
Even from his cup.
Guys, they were collecting blood in red Solo clubs.
They were, yes.
I mean, come on.
And right from that very start, right there. So I actually looked into, because what really bothered me about this was Brian Albert not coming out of the house.
Right.
Now, I looked into the local Massachusetts laws, and you can look it up. It's in their Massachusetts policies and procedures or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Under Article 14, it states that there is additional protections over and above the Fourth Amendment to homeowners that have been, or their property is involved in a crime. Now, if he had come out, he would have been subjected to instant that probable cause to get in the house.
Yes.
By the fact that he didn't, they actually had to go and find probable cause and get their subpoenas and stuff to get that search warrant.
Yes.
That's why he didn't fucking come out.
Exactly.
The second thing, I don't know if you've noticed it, but there is in the autopsy photos on John's right hand 2 distinct puncture wounds from an IV cannulation attempt that had bruising around them. So that was done while his heart was beating.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah?
That's why it's bruised.
Yes.
You guys are awesome.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. There is no way that an EMT would even attempt to do that on an extremity that far away when he's got hypothermia and found in the fucking snow.
No way. No way in hell. No way in hell.
No. They put them in his legs when they got into the ambulance, but it was too late by then. Like
way too late. I agree.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Any damage done.
Yeah, I believe, in my opinion, Jody, and for everybody else, what happened to John was that he went inside the house. They beat the living hell out of him. The dog. No. That's my opinion. Of course, they got into a disagreement, I think, and then they drug him outside and left him. So,
well, the facial stuff is all from the brain injury, the pressure behind the skull. So that's the raccoon eyes. Yeah. The only 2 lacerations are the one on his eyebrow and on his nose, where Karen pulls that bit of glass out. Now, I don't know if you saw it, but there was a video come out the other day. Crime Analysis did it, and she explained exactly how it fitted together like gloves. So she said that what happened, John got out of the car with the glass in his hand, being cold and him being tall and walking fast. He ran to that breezeway door pretty much so that then Ryan Nagel and that didn't see him leave. Julie Nagel's come out the front door at the same time to go and see them at the car. So he's gone straight into the living room where the 2 Bryans were. And her theory is that Chloe has charged him. And whilst he was taking a sip of his drink, Chloe's hit him and the glass has hit his face and broken. And he's fallen back and hit his head on the hearth in that living room.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Elementary.
Oh my God. Okay. That's ding, 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 ding. Holy shit.
Yes.
That makes a lot. I'm gonna go.
If you watch the video, I did a thing on it yesterday, but
I will go watch that because that's wild.
And Samantha Beninga, she's I don't belong here. She's a psychotherapist, psychoanalyst, psychologist, the whole lot. Got lots of numbers behind her. She's been analyzing all of their testimonies for the last 18 months, and she worked out that with all their testimonies and put it all together, if you watch hers, there's a 3-part video on that, but she shows you how she came to that conclusion and how they proved Julie Nagel that proved that
makes so much sense. But here's my question though, Jody. I mean, that oh my God. That
it drops, doesn't it? Yep.
So let me ask this though: if that were the case, okay, let's say it is.
Why did they hide it?
Why did you hide it?
Yeah, because apparently in Massachusetts, because the dog was already registered as a vicious,
right.
Yeah. There is actually they were up for possible charges on that because they didn't restrain it or something like that to that effect. It was all to do with the dog charges.
In charge was what the dog did, right?
Yeah. They were liable.
Okay, that makes some sense then. I got you.
Wow,
that's mind-blowing.
Yeah, it drops in there. It just fits, doesn't it?
1,000,000% it does.
Yeah, because Karen saw him go into the breezeway door, and if you look at the layout of the house, that goes straight into the lounge room, and she believes that what Julie Nagel, she answered a question and she tried to get around it, but she sort of half said the word, so she pretty much said that everyone was in the living room and not in the kitchen dining room area, and that's when John walked in, and they all knew he was there. But yeah, he's kicked off his shoes at the door. He's intoxicated, so there's a wooden floor there, slippery. His balance is impaired, and Brian has just let the dog in the back door, and bang!
Wow! Holy shit, that's crazy! Wow!
Yeah.
That makes
because the head injury matches that half the brick ridges.
It would, it would. It makes sense now that I think about that. So I'm gonna go watch that tomorrow. Now, thank you for the info.
You're welcome.
Wow, that completely changed my outlook now. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
You can teach an old dog new tricks.
And
what was that
those
from?
videos together and did a reaction video yesterday if you want to watch them together.
What did you think? Let me ask you, Jody, what did you think before you got all that info? What did you think that happened to him before?
Oh, I never believed it for a start. In fact, when I covered the first trial back a couple of years ago, my working theory was, I shit you not, it was third party. So I believed that the steps, you know how it said he descended and ascended stairs 3 times. Right. My thought process was he came in the house and the two Brians were down in the basement. He ran down there to say g'day. He's going, oh shit, I forgot a beer, ran back up to the kitchen to grab a beer, came back down, and that's where it happened down there. And then they took him out the bulkhead doors and out the front to the flagpole later.
That makes sense too. That makes sense too.
I picked the two Brians and Colin Albert in the basement as my third-party culprits. Only because
that explains why the basement was redone twice. So,
yes. Yeah, and I thought that he might have hit his head on one of because they had a gym set up down there, and the bits that the barbells sit on, 3 inches wide. I thought that might have been where he's hit his head, and then he's slid down into a semi-upright position and started seizing, which would account for the 36 steps. It was a seizure, not and that's how the vomit ended up on his pants and not on his shirt. That was my theory.
That's interesting too. That's a very good theory. It's better than mine.
And I believe that, I thought that it was Colin Albert who may have thrown the first punch, and then John's gone to retaliate, which is why Chloe stepped in to protect him. Yep. Because there's no way that he could cop a punch from either of the Bryans and not have any more damage than he did. It would have been a pussy punch. So I put that down to Colin. And then, of course, Jen McCabe and everyone, they protected. Why else would they go to such lengths? They wouldn't lie for Higgins. No way.
That's why I thought of what I thought.
Yeah. But, if Jen's doing it to protect her sister instead of Colin now, but I still don't get the plow shit. Why is there such a big deal about where the plow fucking was?
No, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't at all. But I can't. My mind is blown right now with what you. I'm gonna go watch.
I know.
I saw some chat, and the chat was like, "Wow, what a minute!" Like, so I mean, again, people who followed this case, it sounds like
very interesting. That makes everything fit like it's supposed to, just like a glove.
Dago, could you put a link to that in the back?
Wait, hold on. Keep it there.
That's right. He was not hit by a fucking car. Amen. Good stuff, Jody. I love it.
Yeah.
I 100% need your hat. I mean, we talk about fuckery on this show all the time.
I love it.
Need that hat.
Yeah. That's nice. I was gonna ask if you could put a link to that show in the backstage.
She said it was crime design.
True crime design.
I'll find it for you. Don't worry.
Okay. Thanks.
Well, that's awesome. I was staying silent during that because I didn't really follow the trial. I don't want to get into something I don't really know.
Really?
I did. Well, I don't know why I didn't get into it. Like, well, first of all, I only started I started TikTok like a little over a year ago. So I haven't been even doing this for very long. I've always been into true crime, and so I watch documentaries all the time with that. But I never really started that case, and I wasn't following any cases as a YouTuber or whatever until, like I said, about a year ago. So these things were kind of wrapping up when I got started. And it's another reason why I didn't get into Richard Allen's Delphi case, because I thought it was over. He pled guilty before I even kind of really got going. And now that they've appealed that, I'm all in. Now I want to go back and see the appeal and work through that process. But
the link's in the private chat whenever you want it.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
And Jody, I just have to tell you, and I saw several people in the chat comment, love your bedroom.
Yeah.
That is so pretty.
Very comfortable looking.
Love that.
Make sure it's clean and tidy and the bed's made when I stream.
Yeah, my bedroom does not look like that.
Yeah,
I'd show you my bedroom, but I think that we'd probably get several violations and get kicked off of YouTube.
Oh man, is it like
an adult only stream?
Oh well, it's great to talk to you, and I'm looking forward to, like I said, catching up on the girls on the Letcher County stuff, and the Ben Fields case is marching ever closer forward. Did you confirm, by the way, with the reading of that document that I sent you, that they said the trial was going to be limited to 4 days? That's nuts, right? You were like, what? Can you send me that document? I'm like, yeah, 4 days is what they're going to allot to that trial.
I'm pretty sure they're probably hoping that a lot of them will take the 5th. That's all I can think of.
And I think they're also planning on a plea deal of some kind of an agreement where it won't even go to trial. Most things don't go to trial. That's just it. Most things don't go to trial. So
it'd be interesting if it does, though. I would really, really like to hear some of those people testify just quietly.
Right?
Sure.
Yeah. And look, we're not done talking about the case, even if they don't have a trial. We're gonna. We haven't even got. We really haven't even gotten started.
No, I started to do a list of all the things that are important.
There's way too much to talk about with that case. Period.
Correct.
Yeah. Don't even get me started. So, anyway, so. I guess we have a low panel tonight. If you want to hang out with us for the rest of the night, you're welcome to do that. Yeah. Do you guys want to? What else do you guys want to talk about? I mean, we're open season. We got about another half hour. I usually keep these to about 2 hours.
Did you notice that they're going to pay? If you don't want me, just shut me up. But did you notice that the Guthries are going to pay? They decided they're going to pay for Nancy now for the
really? No,
what was the ransom amount?
Wow.
Oh God, there was another number. I know everybody in here followed it better than I did, but I did follow it. Close my show out with it that they decided they're going to pay
$37.25.
No, it's a lot more.
Something very low.
It was a. Come on, you guys, give me a little help here because I didn't get to put the whole number out there, but I can't remember. It was in the million, I believe. Somebody.
I'm working on it. I'm pulling up a. Oh, here we go. Here, let me do this. Can I stop screen share and then add screen share and then put this on screen and then do this and share this and then there's a lot of steps to this and then add that. All right. So we will pay Nancy Guthrie's children, say, to the possible captors. I don't pick CNN, by the way, because it's my preference of news place. It's just that it's an easy way to do this. So what's the article say? I'm looking for a dollar amount. No suspects, new message. Where's the fucking dollar amount? There it is. FBI continues to offer that's a 50,000 reward.
No, that's a reward.
That's not the
that's not ransom.
No, I know somebody knows the amount from the original ransom note.
Maybe they're not telling us. Is it out of the public knowledge on how much they're paying?
Unless it's changed. I thought it was in the millions, like 5 million or something like that. I thought 50K. That's it. 50K. No,
that was the FBI's reward money.
By the way, that's the reward.
By the way, have the captors provided proof of life to make sure that they're actually paying for somebody who's still alive? Have they proved that she's alive still, or
not that I know of?
No.
Why would the family even consider paying a ransom without proof of life?
No idea.
And unless what they're saying is, if you give us proof of life, we will pay.
Yeah, and it's in Bitcoin, by the way. It's not regular money, folks.
And someone says it does say at the top. So did I miss
Bitcoin or cash?
Yeah, I still don't see the amount.
All right. So, it was the first paragraph. I missed it. Let's put it back up on screen. Hold on. Let me share screen. Family says we will pay. In a new video on social media pleading for the mother's return, the Guthrie family said we will pay. Purported ransom notes had demanded millions in Bitcoin for her return in a second. So not an exact amount, but in the millions is correct, Dago. That you
I thought it was at 5. They're saying 4, 6, 5 million. So it's in that realm somewhere.
Yeah, somebody said 4 million in the chat. Someone says 6 million is question mark. So it's it's in the millions, I guess, is what they're asking.
I haven't watched it.
What's that, Robin?
Are these the same people that said don't send the money on the weekend?
Yeah, same scenario.
This is somebody different, but yet the deadline is Monday.
There was a deadline for Monday and a deadline for Thursday, and the whole thing. There was multiple letters. One of them was a complete fake. Some guy was arrested
Okay, that was a fake one that said don't send it on the weekend, right?
And by the way, let me tell you a little side tangent about Bitcoin, because this is interesting. I happen to be invested in Bitcoin a little myself, and Bitcoin has taken a massive shit. I mean, they're at colossal lows, which actually suggests that the person doing the ransom might be smart, because getting a crap ton of money when it's colossal low levels is going to make them a fuck ton of money when Bitcoin rebounds, if it rebounds.
It's funny you say that.
At a real low spike, yeah.
Yeah, I was hearing that all this stuff with Epstein, and it's like affecting the dark web, and I was hearing a podcast about it.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that if they pay $5 million right now in Bitcoin when it's at an like not an all-time low, but it's fucking down. It's down.
It is down pretty low.
So if they get $5 million in Bitcoin right now when it's low and it rebounds, they're gonna make way more than that $5 million or whatever. They'll make tons because it's gonna rebound.
I'll tell you what I think is actually happening with this too. By the way, this is just my little theory on this. I think they're saying they're gonna pay to the public and to the kidnappers, and I think they're doing something in the background with this to try to hook these people is what I think they're doing. So don't be surprised if you see some kind of a big extravaganza like hit, or not a hit, but Jesus Christ, what do you call that? Come on, one, help me out here.
I didn't notice we have another guest backstage. I didn't even fucking notice. Sorry so much.
Maybe. Yeah.
Like a little thing they're doing to hook it is what I think they're doing. Anyway, that's my theory on it. So,
all right. I don't know how long I've been rude to my guest backstage, the Maven, but I'll probably, she's like, don't worry, we're good. I'm going to bring her up now, and we're going to see what she has to say. How you doing?
Hey, great.
Evening,
no, I wasn't waiting long because
I
was kind of waiting for everybody else to say their piece before clicking,
Yeah. Good to see you.
Thank you. So back to the Idaho 4 briefly. I don't know if you know, I'm from California, but I live in Cambodia.
Oh, wow.
And so I know people have mentioned, like, why couldn't there be some kind of test done, like with a pig or something related to Idaho 4? And I'm like, I could totally do that here. Not myself, but I have a son that's in his mid-30s. He's pretty scrappy. And
hey, that sounds like the Devil's Advocate theme song.
Sorry.
That's badass. I just got excited.
I hope we don't get a copyright hit.
All right, continue on with your story.
No problem. So anyway, I contacted him yesterday and asked if he'd be willing to help with an experiment. We went and to a shop that basically a pawn shop, okay, and they had a knife that is not a brand name K-bar, but it's
you're scaring the crap out of me. Are we going to a pig slaughter? Oh no, I'm scared.
No. We have slaughterhouse.
We got a knife and we stabbed the shit out of a pig to see how much blood we could split across.
Right.
Like, oh my god, where's this story going? All right, keep going.
No, let me clarify that. I told my son when he checks with the slaughterhouse, it needs to already be dead and it needs to be drained of its blood. Okay.
Thank God you clarified that. Like I was literally just like, oh my God, this is going way off the rails.
Yeah. No. It's not a splatter experiment. It's endurance and timing.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah.
Experiment. Okay. Because
So
you're talking about bone and I don't think people realize that it's a lot tougher than just one Mississippi, two Mississippi.
Yes. Right.
And
multiple layers of skin and tissue and bone and all that has to be broken through multiple times. So yes, very good point, Maven.
Exactly. So we're preparing to get that set up so he has to find we went to one slaughterhouse, but it was only cows. And so the pig slaughterhouse is further away. And so I told my son, okay, well, that's your task. Go find out how much it's going to cost. Another factor is that Chinese New Year is coming up on the 17th, which is a big celebration. And everybody wants the suckling pigs
Yeah.
And so the price of pigs always goes up for that.
You're right.
But if we're not getting the suckling pig, maybe we won't get caught in that the price gouging.
Yeah, right.
Gotcha.
I think that's a really interesting experiment, though, because it's so. Now, mind you, you're going to have to recalculate certain things because of the defensive thing and all that stuff. But it's
right. But yeah, just even a straight non-defensive attack would tell you something.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I told him we'd kind of scripted a little bit where I would look over Maddie's injuries first, and that's pretty straightforward because there's no defensive wounds. But then with Kaylee's, there are defensive wounds. It's a lot more brutal attack. There's probably, so you do a stab, but then pretend like you're fighting somebody off and get the next one in.
There you
or something. So we would, and then after it's the appropriate number for Kaylee, then run some steps in time, in place, like you're going down the stairs, into the other room, etc. Okay. And so we would script out the timing as much as possible according to the injuries that we know about and see how long it takes.
So let me tell you, despite having the heebie-jeebies, let me tell you how I actually kind of love this experiment.
I do.
It would be, I would love, how do I say? I want to say I would love to see it recorded, although I don't know that I want to see it recorded, but part of me wants to see it so that I can see it with my own eyes and kind of go, oh yeah, that's solid. Like you can see that they're not wasting any time. They're going as fast as they can. So I would recommend documenting it. I don't know who all can see it. I don't know that we could air that anywhere, but for Pete's sake, if you go through that level of testing it out, of course, not only do we want to hear what your results are, but it'd be nice if it was recorded so that anyone who wants to question the methodology can kind of see it. But
absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And I'm not going to be putting it on YouTube, but I'll make it available behind. And I put my email in your private chat.
Right.
So good. If anybody wants to contact me to help coordinate.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah. We'd love you to come back and give your results and all that.
Oh, absolutely. And well, somebody's got to do it, you know, and we can do that here. And my son is the type of person that can do the experiment. And so tell me a bit about, just out of curiosity, tell me a bit about your son's build. Is he athletic? Is he tall? Is he, what's his dimensions, roughly speaking? Like, how does he match up to Kohberger as far as body type and stuff? Right. Well, he's not super tall. I'm 5'2". He's taller than me. So maybe between 5'5" and 5'7", maybe 5'9". Okay. But not, he's not, my ex-husband was 5'9", so he's not taller than his dad. And he's thin. He's not athletic, but he's always been more the bronze than brain type. You know, he's been, I don't think he'll mind. I mean, he's been in and out of jail in the US before he came to Cambodia. I think the best way to describe him is scrappy. You know, he's a fighter.
Makes sense.
He's a fighter.
Yeah.
He gets in fights here.
Yeah. Which is to be fair, is something you can't say of Kohberger.
Right.
Kohberger was not a fighter. Right. Even if you pull the bullshit, he wasn't going to a boxing gym. He wasn't even boxing to learn how to fight. It was more of a weight loss kind of thing, from what I understand. But of course, the narrative is, oh yeah, he's a trained fighter and boxes and all this shit, like bullshit. The guy probably was not a fighter, but anyway.
Well, and I want to say kudos to you for even having the thought to do something like that. That shows how much of the communities are so over involved in wanting to understand and know the truth in this. You know, I'm going to attribute that to you as well for wanting to do something like that. So thank you.
I'm surprised it took me so long to realize, well, yeah, this is something we can do here without hesitation. It's not a problem. And so get in touch with me. One of you, maybe Robin or something, get in touch with me. because whatever the pig costs, I'm not going to have that. It might be a couple $100. It's not going to be a lot, but it's more than what I have. So maybe there can be some kind of fundraiser.
We can talk about that. Yeah.
But I don't want to start that until I know how much the pig costs. I can tell you the knife costs $40.
Yeah.
And then the pig, and that's it. And then just those two costs, and we'll get it done.
And I'll be honest, pig is truly probably one of the better animals if you're going to do something like that, because they use pigs for like tattooing and things like that to make it. It's the closest thing to like
human flesh. Yeah.
So good call.
Yep. All right. So I wanted to make you aware of that. You've got my email. So if somebody could maybe reach out to me, there is a time difference. It's daytime now for me. But
so,
all right.
I'll have Robin reach out to you, and we'll all work together to see get us some costs and some plan the plan you want to go through, and we'll work out some details. Sounds great.
Okay, great. Thanks. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Have a good one.
Take care.
We got two gifts. Bianca Jane, thank you for gifting a membership, and Amanda also gifted a membership.
Thank you very much. Hopefully those who are in the house got that free membership. It's kind of a lottery system. When somebody buys a membership for you, they the channels do have, Dago and I were talking about this other, the channels do have some memberships that YouTube allows us to gift out to other people. I've had a problem. They tell me how to do it, and every time I follow their instructions, that option's not there for me. Like, you just go down there and do this. I'm like, I don't see it.
If you go into your main chat when you're live, at the very bottom of the chat, down at the bottom, there's a little box that has a dollar sign in it, little square box. Okay, you click on that dollar sign or the box, whatever you want to call it, and it'll say membership gifting. You click into that, and then at the bottom of the membership gifting, it'll give, if you have any free memberships to give out, they're down at the very bottom, underneath the very bottom of it. And they should be sitting there waiting for you.
Don't you think it's ridiculous that a creator cannot gift a membership to a specific subscriber?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Very much so. I'm just surprised nobody else ever thought of doing that, Lee.
Yeah.
What, gifting membership, or letting you be able to give membership?
Pig thing. I'm surprised.
Well, the pig thing, right? Yeah. The pig thing is super intriguing. And look, we've got people who we got people who are already not only saying they will contribute, but kind of did just contribute. So did that come through on our side? Yeah, that did come out through on our side.
Yeah.
So Robin, take note. We've got $20 already gifted towards this exercise. So thank you so much for supporting that. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Much.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see and hear how that goes, because that's really interesting.
Yeah, so that'll be fantastic. I mean, in a way, it was kind of my skin was crawling. Like, hey, we're gonna go to a pig and slaughter this. I'm like, oh God, no.
Face. Yeah. As soon as you started talking, your face started to cringe. I went, oh no.
I don't know if I have that level of dedication. I'm an animal lover. It would be hard for me to do that.
Right.
But yeah, I get what she's saying now, and I think it would be, as much as some people will. I'll tell you, we'll get a lot of bad publicity for that if we do it. So we need to be careful how we handle it, because a lot of people are going to shit on us for even thinking about it. But I think that's the kind of thing that would tell us things, and it would be really a good conversation. So we need to be careful about how we have that conversation, at least on my channel and stuff like that. But I think it's worthy to consider for sure.
Of course, yeah. There's ways to do it with some class. I think we can say it that way.
Yeah. Whew, that got dicey for a little bit there.
Yes, sir.
So what else? Anything? Any other thoughts? What other cases do you follow, Jody? Do you follow anything else, or are you pretty much all in on just the Kentucky case?
I was doing the live trials and following them and covering them live. But the time difference is a bit for me, because I generally start at midnight here. And also, I'm up against the big guns. There's massive big content creators that you've got to compete against, and you just can't get into the algorithm, which, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
So I decided I would pick two cases. And so the Mickey Stein's case was one, but the other one I've actually started, for the last few months, is an Australian one. It's a 30-year-old case, and it's about the Port Arthur massacre. And the man that was convicted the crimes of unaliving 35 people.
Was this a shooting? Was this a mass shooting?
Yes, it was the biggest mass shooting in Australia.
I think I heard about that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, in looking into it more, this guy had an IQ of 66, which basically rendered him a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
He had befriended this lady, Helen Harvey, who was the Tattersalls heir, the last Tattersalls heir to the empire. So she was a multimillionaire. She gifted all of his money to him when she died. So he was a millionaire and, a 10-year-old with money.
Yeah,
so
right.
The government basically said he wasn't capable of managing his income, took over it for him. Now, this guy plotted, organized, orchestrated a mass shooting on 2 separate venues, like at the cafe. He killed 22 and then more when it was under siege overnight. And there is no way that he did it. His defense attorney actually coerced him into a guilty plea. So for 5.5 months, they held him in jail and told he was pleading not guilty. His defense attorney eventually blackmailed him by getting his mother to come in and tell him that she wouldn't have anything to do with him if he didn't plead guilty. He didn't understand the charges. It went to a sentencing hearing and he got 35 life sentences consecutive. And he didn't even understand.
Yeah, and look, and right off the bat, right off the bat, without knowing a lot about that case, if you got somebody with an IQ of 66, they don't understand what's happening to them at the level that we understand, and it would be super easy to coerce somebody into
Yeah, he's covered under the Disability Act of Australia for extra rights that he should have had, but his basic fundamental rights were not even covered. He didn't have the attorney with questioning, nothing. He was just railroaded.
That's sad.
Yeah. It reminds me of the Dassey and the How to Make a Murderer case. You know what I'm saying? Remember the kid that had a really low IQ and they railroaded him into a confession?
Yes. Jody, let me ask you, did you ever cover anything to do with the Wolf Creek murders?
No.
I covered that one.
The one up in Queensland?
Yes, in Queensland.
I love the movies, but no.
The story was wild too. It was pretty wild, but I covered that 3 years ago, and I just wondered because,
So were the movies similar to the story? Because I haven't delved into that.
Very, very close to it. Very close to the storyline.
Yep.
Wow. Well, it's again. I'm intrigued about that case. I might have to start. I mean,
I was going to tell you about it, but right up your alley. For justice,
we're going to have our hands full on the Kentucky thing.
Unfortunately, it's one of those things. They've gagged all of the investigation until 2099. They've put it under seal, so you can't get any of that. Wow. And every stream I do gets issues with copyright and stuff. Even before, I got a copyright notice to say that my stream was demonetized before I even went live.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yep.
They're not playing with that one then. Not at all.
Wow. It's so funny. We've been relatively lucky talking true crime here at YouTube and we, as you know, we're pretty adult and we say things pretty bluntly and we don't use all the, and yet we've been pretty lucky. Like I've never lost an appeal with YouTube.
No, me either.
It's great. So I do like
basic
that.
stuff like a bit of music for 10 seconds or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, let's look. So, we're at about 2 hours. I want to remind you, by the way, everybody, that did you have something, one?
I know we're getting near the 2 hours, but I don't know if you wanted just to address the Luigi thing real quick. The decision
about the two trials happening at the same time. You want to go ahead and summarize it real quick?
Well, I mean, that's just basically, I know that they're starting the state trial June 8th. And they had to take him out of court. He actually had an outburst. He said, same trial twice, 1 + 1 = 2, double jeopardy by any common sense definition. And they took him out, took him out of the court. Yeah. So
I didn't see. I heard about the double jeopardy thing recently flaring up. I didn't know that. Did he get on camera or not when he did his outburst, or they just told you?
I just saw it in the remarks about
in a
it.
written, yeah.
It's
Right,
Andy's
but
if anybody saw his hands, I don't know.
Right, but the federal government is probably going to they're probably going to try to appeal the judge's decision about the death penalty stuff and all that.
Wild.
So
I think if they do that, they're kind of I don't be careful how we say that. They're going to piss a lot of people off if they start doing this bullshit. If it looks like they're just going to go kill them, regardless of whether they're obeying the law, I think a lot of people are going to have a problem with that in America, and that could become a shit show real fast if they try to. If they don't handle this right, and it looks like they're not handling it right, I think it's going to turn sideways.
It will. It will.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right, let's do some close real quick. We'll do it. We'll let our guest. We'll let Jody from the Defense Rest say goodnight. I don't know if you ever watched us do close, but the idea is I'll bring you up on stage by yourself. You'll say goodnight, right? And then we'll go around the horn. So we'll go Jody, we'll go Dago, we'll go 1-1, Robin, and then I'll close this for the night. As a reminder, before we do the close, again, tomorrow night, it's going to be the team playing without me as they normally do on Sunday. I got the Super Bowl to watch. I got people coming over for cards and games. So I'm going to be so out of communication tomorrow. It ain't even fucking funny. I will not be anywhere near my phone because if I'm playing cards and I have to have the Super Bowl on a little delay, if anybody texts me the fucking score or tells me anything, I'm going to lose my mind and I'm going to break my TV. So I'm not going to have anything whatsoever. But you guys have a great show. And then I'm going to be on vacation for about a week. So I'm going to be traveling a couple days. I won't be on the show again. The team's going to run the show without me, but I will be catching up on the chat and trying to do my fireside chat so I can feel like I'm staying connected with my own channel. That would be good. Although I know that our show is in capable hands with the whole team, so I'm not worried about that. So I already miss everybody, and I haven't even left yet. All right, Jody, you want to say goodnight?
Yes, absolutely. So thank you all for listening. There is some really, really exciting stuff coming up with Lee and myself and the girls. So stay tuned. It's on the cards, and you need to watch this shit.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to sound predatory by saying I'm looking forward because that feels almost creepy.
I know.
I'm not looking forward to the horrible, but I'm looking forward to shedding light on the abuse of this county and trying to get some help in that thing and hopefully push for transparency on what really happened. So I'm looking forward to that part. All right, Dago, what do you got?
Thank you guys all so very much for joining us again tonight. As always, this was a great show. As always, I want to thank Jody for joining us tonight as well. Very much appreciate you and your input and influence. And you blew my mind tonight with the Karen.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, though, because it just works. So thank you for that. Again, thank you to the rest of the panel up here for always being so amazing and having me. Thank you to all of the moderators. Every one of you were so very amazing. God bless. And thank you again, my producer, my videographer, and all of my team. You guys are amazing. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow, guys. Make sure you tune in. You don't want to miss out tomorrow on the Kurt Cobain stuff, guys. It's getting really interesting.
And I won't put any. I won't blow anything. But you guys got big things in the future coming up. I'm excited to see how that happens.
Thank you to Robin.
Oops. I just unpinned one of my. I'll get back to that, Robin. Okay, here we go. Another great stream. Thank you for the donation there. Thank you, Lee and panel and chat. Have a great week. And thank you so much for the support. I was just going to, and I appreciate that very, very much. I was just going to say, somebody asked what Jody's channel is. Again, it's the Defense Arrests. And again, I had to educate myself. The way they spell defense is a little different than the way America spells defense, right? So if you think it's a typo, it's not. That's the way it's actually spelled. So Defense Rest with the C. And so check her out as well. There you go. There's a link. Amanda posted the link in there. That's the Defense Rest channel. So yeah, make sure you check.
And last but not least, go Seahawks.
Yeah, thanks. I'm excited. I'm nervous and I'm excited. All right, 1-1.
Great show, great discussion. Thanks to all the guests that came up on stage, all the donations from everyone, all the increased and continued support. Dago, Jody, Robin, Lee, Denizens, Meatballs, all of our amazing mods, Amanda, Essie, and all of Dago's mods. Thank you for what you do. We, You were extremely important to all of us. We have a very good show for tomorrow. I know some of you probably will miss it. You know, you'll be watching the Super Bowl, but for those of you who don't watch football and you want to dive a little bit deeper into the whole Kurt Cobain extravaganza, we will be doing a deeper dive and have something special for the Kurt Cobain audience coming up in the near future. We will be announcing that. So thanks to everyone, and I will leave you with this. A good old movie quote.
Oh, yeah.
All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. You understand?
All right, who wants to name the movie? Got it?
Oh my God, I know that.
I know that line, and I'm like, why am I in space? I know the line. I remember that. Oh, God, let's think. What was the movie? Come on.
Face.
No,
huh?
No.
What'd you say?
Brasco?
No.
He said Scarface. I thought he said it first, but
yeah.
It's Scarface?
It's Scarface.
I said it right.
Nice.
Oh my
Yeah.
That's right.
You
Yeah.
got it. It's Scarface.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
Good
That's
job.
amazing. I love that.
But I thought it was Scarface. Yeah.
Yeah. Keep that shit up. I love the movie trivia on the way out. That's awesome. All right, Robin, what do you got?
Well, thank you guys so much for coming out. It has been wonderful again. Jody, it was great having you on with us tonight. You know, and you know, like Lee said, this is such an important issue. The case that you're covering, and with Taya and Brandy, they are such courageous ladies, and so just, you know, really glad to have you with us tonight. And to the Maven, we're looking forward to that experiment, you know, to see the results of that. And thank you to, I cannot pronounce your name, EFFF, what? It's kind of like maybe
F off.
F off. Is that what it is? Oh, okay.
Yes,
I couldn't. Okay. Well, yeah. Thank you for that donation towards that experiment. And any donations, what we will do is keep that separate. You know, from the regular GoFundMe for all the records requests and everything. So, but yeah, thanks for coming out, everyone. And yep, tune in tomorrow night. You're not going to want to miss it, because we do have a pretty big announcement. So
yeah, I'm looking forward. So F off. I didn't even notice that until Dago spelled
I didn't realize what that said.
Yeah. So just remember, technology is your friend, regardless of which way you go. Watching the football game for the Super Bowl or watching my show, there's always replay on either option. So you can pick which one you want to watch. You can record the other or watch it on replay. So don't forget that you can watch replay, and you can watch your favorite streamer replay it. I'm sure probably everybody is on our show also streams and has the replay option available. So if you can't make the live show, but although it'd be cool if you made the live show, but if you can't make the live show, to at least watch it on replay. Thank you, everybody. Again, I as someone said to me, they miss me already. I miss you guys already. I'm both excited for taking a vacation, although I'm not sure if it's a vacation because I never stop working, and I'll be working on the plane and all these things. But anyways, looking forward to try to stay in touch as much as I can. I will be watching the chat replays and making comments on the fireside chat. For those who are familiar with that is, it has been a pretty big hit to do the fireside chat. It'll be interesting doing the fireside chat where all I do is comment on the chat, and so it'll be interesting. So thanks everybody. Have a great night.
That's fine. If you want me to join you for the fireside chat tomorrow, questions, that would be great.
That'd be cool. Yeah. We'll see if we can work that out. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. All right, everybody, have a great night. Have a good one. See you all next time I see you. And
good night, everybody.
Watch the show tomorrow night.
Night,
Record the Super Bowl. Watch the show.
Good night.
Good night.